when life feels like it's falling apart. In today's fast-paced world, it often feels like everything is in constant flux. Job instability, relationship challenges, and global crises can leave us feeling overwhelmed and anxious. When life feels like it's falling apart, the need for inner peace becomes not just a luxury but a necessity. The ancient Stoics understood this struggle deeply. They faced their own trials, from wars to personal loss, yet they managed to uphold a sense of calm and virtue amid chaos. Their wisdom is not just for philosophers or scholars, it's a practical toolkit for anyone grappling with modern life's uncertainties. Take Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher who penned his thoughts in a work known as Meditations. In it, he reflects on the importance of maintaining focus and virtue even when faced with tremendous pressure. His life was filled with responsibilities and challenges that would make anyone feel burdened. Yet, despite these external pressures, he found ways to cultivate inner tranquility. He recognized that true peace comes not from changing our external circumstances, but from fortifying our internal responses to those circumstances. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that misery often stems from fear, a fear of the unknown, of loss, of failure. In times of uncertainty, this fear can spread like wildfire, leading to anxiety, hostility, and even violence. When we allow fear to dictate our thoughts and actions, we become vulnerable to despair. The Stoics teach us that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we respond to it. This realization is empowering. It shifts the focus from external events to our internal landscape, where we have the ultimate say. Consider this: when faced with adversity, we often react with resistance and denial. We convince ourselves that we shouldn't have to endure hardships like illness, financial setbacks, or relationship failures. However, Stoicism encourages us to accept the reality of these experiences. Life is unpredictable, and unpleasant events are part of our shared human experience. Recognizing this truth allows us to embrace our circumstances rather than fight against them. By building our mental resilience, we can maintain our inner peace regardless of external chaos. The Stoics remind us that our thoughts shape our reality. It's not the events themselves that disturb us, it's our perceptions and judgments about those events. This principle offers a profound sense of agency. We can choose how to interpret our experiences, shifting from a mindset of victimhood to one of empowerment. The upcoming sections will delve into 7 key Stoic principles that can guide us toward unshakable inner peace, even when everything seems to be falling apart. These principles provide practical wisdom that can be applied in everyday life, helping us navigate through stress, anxiety, and uncertainty. Whether you are in a bustling city facing career pressures, dealing with personal relationships, or simply trying to find calm in a chaotic world, the Stoic approach offers timeless insights. As we explore these principles, remember that the goal is not to eliminate challenges, but to change our relationship with them. By internalizing these ancient teachings, we can cultivate a mindset that not only survives adversity but thrives in it. Stoicism is not merely a philosophy, it is a way of life that equips us with the tools to maintain our dignity and tranquility no matter what challenges we face. So let's dive into these 7 Stoic secrets and discover how they can lead us to genuine inner peace. 1. Why your problems aren't actually the problem. Mind over crisis. You're stuck in traffic on the I-405 in Los Angeles, already late for an important meeting. Your heart races, palms sweat, and anger builds as you watch the minutes tick by. But here's the revolutionary insight that both Stoics and Buddhists discovered thousands of years ago: it's not the traffic that's causing your suffering. It's your thoughts about the traffic. This principle forms the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and modern cognitive psychology alike. Epictetus, the former slave-turned-philosopher, put it bluntly: it's not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about those things. This isn't just ancient wisdom, it's a fundamental truth about human experience that neuroscience continues to validate. When we understand this principle deeply, we unlock the power to maintain inner peace regardless of external circumstances. Consider Sarah, a marketing executive in Chicago who just received news that her company is downsizing. The event itself, job loss, is neutral. It's simply a change in employment status. But Sarah's mind immediately catastrophizes. I'll never find another job. I'll lose my apartment. My life is ruined. These thoughts, not the job loss itself, create her emotional turmoil. Another person might think, this is my chance to pursue that startup idea I've been considering. Same event, completely different internal experience. The human mind is a meaning-making machine. We don't simply experience events, we interpret them through layers of beliefs, expectations, and past experiences. These interpretations happen so quickly that we often mistake them for reality itself. But as Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his meditations, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This doesn't mean we should suppress emotions or pretend everything is fine when it isn't. Rather, it's about recognizing the space between stimulus and response. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor who embodied Stoic principles, wrote, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Let's examine how this plays out in everyday scenarios. You're at a restaurant in Manhattan and your order arrives completely wrong. The immediate thought might be, this always happens to me. The universe is against me. But pause. What's actually happening? A kitchen made an error. That's it. The cosmic conspiracy, the personal attack, the ruined evening, these are all stories your mind created in milliseconds. The Stoics understood that we live in denial of nature's reality. We believe we're entitled to a life free from inconvenience, disappointment, or loss. But nature doesn't operate according to our preferences. Seneca observed, "Every new thing excites the mind, but a mind that seeks truth turns from the new and superficial to the old and profound." The profound truth is that life includes both pleasant and unpleasant experiences. Fighting this reality is like trying to stop the tide. Modern Americans face unique challenges in accepting this principle. We're bombarded with messages that we deserve constant happiness, that any discomfort is unacceptable, and that there's always someone to blame for our problems. Social media amplifies this by showing us curated versions of others' lives, making our own struggles seem abnormal or unfair. But the Stoics would say this is precisely why we need their wisdom more than ever. The practical application of this principle requires what the Stoics called discipline of desire, training ourselves to desire what happens rather than expecting what we desire to happen. This isn't passive resignation, it's active acceptance coupled with intelligent action. When faced with any challenging situation, we can ask ourselves, what is actually happening here, stripped of my interpretations? What aspects can I control? How can I respond virtuously? Take Michael, a software engineer in Seattle whose startup just failed after 2 years of work. The facts, the business didn't generate sufficient revenue to continue. His mind's interpretation, I'm a failure. I wasted 2 years. I'll never succeed. But through a Stoic lens, he might see, I gained invaluable experience. I discovered what doesn't work. I'm now better equipped for my next venture. The external event remains unchanged, but the internal experience transforms completely. This principle extends to physical sensations as well. Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. When we experience physical discomfort, our minds often amplify it through resistance and fear. This shouldn't be happening becomes more painful than the sensation itself. Accepting physical discomfort as part of the human experience while still taking appropriate action to address it reduces our overall suffering. The Stoics weren't advocating for emotional numbness or indifference. They experienced the full range of human emotions but didn't let those emotions control their actions or destroy their peace. As Epictetus taught, when something happens, the only thing in your power is your attitude toward it. You can either accept it or resent it. Marcus Aurelius, facing plagues, wars, and betrayals as emperor, wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." This wasn't escapism but profound wisdom. When we strip away our mental narratives about past and future, we're left with manageable present moments. That traffic jam? It's just sitting in a car. That job loss? It's just a change requiring action. That illness? It's just physical sensations requiring care. The power of this principle becomes even clearer when we examine our daily mental habits. How often do we create entire dramas from simple events? A friend doesn't text back immediately and we construct elaborate stories about their anger or indifference. A colleague gets promoted and we spiral into narratives about our own inadequacy. These mental productions consume enormous energy and generate real suffering from imaginary causes. Understanding that our problems aren't actually the problem requires consistent practice. The Stoics recommended evening reflection, examining the day's events and our responses to them. Where did we mistake our thoughts for reality? When did we allow external events to disturb our peace? This isn't self-criticism but compassionate observation, gradually training ourselves to see more clearly. Ultimately, this principle offers profound liberation. When we truly understand that our thoughts create our experience, we stop being victims of circumstance. We recognize that while we can't control the economy, other people's behavior, or random events, we have complete authority over our responses. This isn't just philosophical theory, it's practical wisdom that transforms daily life. Every traffic jam becomes an opportunity to practice patience. Every setback becomes a chance to demonstrate resilience. Every loss becomes a teacher of impermanence. In this way, the very situations that once disturbed us become the training ground for unshakable inner peace. 2. Nothing you're going through is new, history's secret pattern. Imagine. You're scrolling through Twitter in your Brooklyn apartment, watching the world seemingly tear itself apart. Political divisions feel unprecedented. Economic uncertainty seems worse than ever. Social media outrage appears to be reaching new heights. Your personal struggles, the job market, dating apps, rising rent, feel uniquely modern and insurmountable. But here's the secret pattern that Marcus Aurelius discovered nearly 2,000 years ago. None of this is actually new. The Roman emperor wrote in his personal journal, "Look at the past, empire succeeding empire, and from that extrapolate the future." The same thing. No escape from the rhythm of events, which is why observing life for 40 years is as good as 1,000. Would you really see anything new? This isn't cynicism. It's liberation. When we understand that our struggles are part of humanity's eternal patterns, we stop feeling singled out by fate and start seeing ourselves as part of a larger human story. Consider the mayfly, that delicate insect whose entire existence spans just 24 hours. To this creature, a summer rainstorm is a once-in-a-lifetime catastrophe. It has no concept of yesterday's storm or tomorrow's sunshine. Its limited perspective makes every experience feel unprecedented and overwhelming. We humans, despite our longer lifespans, often fall into the same trap. Our 70 or 80 years seem vast to us, but from the perspective of history, we're not so different from the mayfly. Take Jennifer, a nurse in Houston. overwhelmed by the healthcare system's challenges. She feels like she's living through the worst period in medical history. But flip through the pages of time. The Black Death killed a third of Europe's population. The 1918 flu pandemic claimed 50 million lives without ventilators or modern medicine. Civil War nurses operated without anesthesia or antibiotics. Every generation of healthcare workers has felt overwhelmed by their era's specific challenges. The details change. The human experience remains remarkably consistent. This principle extends far beyond global crises. The conservative versus progressive divide that dominates today's discourse? Plato wrote about it in ancient Athens. Generational conflicts? Aristotle complained about the youth of today. Economic inequality? Seneca observed the same tensions in Rome. Even our most personal struggles follow ancient patterns. That toxic relationship you can't seem to leave? Catullus wrote poems about the same dynamic 2,000 years ago. The coworker who takes credit for your ideas? Office politics plagued the Roman Senate, too. The Stoics understood something profound. Recognizing these patterns doesn't diminish our experiences, but contextualizes them. When we realize that countless humans have faced similar challenges and survived, even thrived, we tap into a reservoir of collective human resilience. As Seneca wisely noted, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. What feels like unprecedented chaos is often just another turn of history's wheel. Modern technology creates an illusion of uniqueness, because we can document and share every moment, because news travels instantly, because we're bombarded with information. Everything feels bigger, faster, more intense than ever before. But strip away the smartphones and social media, and you'll find the same human dramas playing out. The medium has changed. The message hasn't. Consider Marcus, a tech entrepreneur in San Francisco, panicking about artificial intelligence replacing his job. His great-grandfather panicked about automobiles replacing horses. His ancestor before that worried about the printing press destroying scribes' livelihoods. Every technological revolution brings the same fears, the same disruptions, the same eventual adaptations. The Stoics would remind Marcus that his situation, while featuring modern technology, follows an ancient pattern of change and adaptation. This historical perspective offers practical benefits. When we understand that our problems aren't unique, we can learn from how others handled similar situations. Feeling isolated during remote work? Read how Marcus Aurelius maintained sanity while governing an empire from military camps. Dealing with information overload? Seneca wrote about the same problem with Rome's libraries. Struggling with social comparison? Epictetus addressed this among his students 2 millennia ago. The universe reveals itself in cycles and waves. Economic booms and busts, periods of social progress and regression, times of peace and conflict. These aren't random events but predictable patterns. The Stoics called this the eternal return, not in a mystical sense but as a practical observation. Just as seasons cycle through spring, summer, fall, and winter, human societies cycle through similar phases. This doesn't mean we should become passive or fatalistic. Understanding patterns helps us respond more skillfully. If you know winter is coming, you prepare differently than someone who expects eternal summer. Similarly, recognizing that economic downturns are cyclical helps us prepare during good times. Knowing that political divisions have always existed helps us engage more thoughtfully rather than despairingly. The Stoics found comfort in this cosmic perspective. When Marcus Aurelius faced the Antonine Plague, which killed millions across the Roman Empire, he didn't see it as unprecedented divine punishment but as another instance of nature's patterns. This allowed him to focus on his response rather than waste energy on "why me?" or "why now?" questions. Even our most intimate struggles follow predictable patterns. The quarter-life crisis, the midlife crisis, the existential questions about meaning and purpose. Every generation thinks they invented these experiences. But read literature from any era, and you'll find the same themes. The 20-something in ancient Rome worried about choosing the right career path. The middle-aged merchant in medieval London questioned whether he'd wasted his life. The elderly philosopher in ancient Greece wondered about legacy and meaning. This recognition transforms how we handle difficulties. Instead of thinking, "I'm the only one going through this," we realize we're part of an endless human chain, each link facing similar challenges with whatever tools their era provides. We're not alone in our struggles. We're accompanied by every human who ever lived. Understanding this truth, we can face our challenges with the accumulated wisdom of history behind us, knowing that if they survived their versions of our problems, we can survive ours. 3. How to stop your mind from destroying your peace. It's 3 a.m. in your Miami apartment, and you're wide awake, trapped in an endless loop of worst-case scenarios. Your mind races through catastrophic possibilities. What if you get fired? What if your health issue is serious? What if your relationship fails? Each thought spawns 10 more, creating an avalanche of anxiety that started with one small worry. Sound familiar? You're experiencing what Seneca identified 2,000 years ago. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. The human mind is humanity's greatest evolutionary advantage. It allowed us to survive in a world filled with predators stronger and faster than us. We could plan, strategize, anticipate danger, and create solutions. This same mental machinery that built civilizations, created art, and took us to the moon has a dark side. It can become our worst enemy, generating suffering from thin air. Think of your mind as a powerful simulation machine. It constantly runs scenarios, predicting outcomes, analyzing threats. This was useful when we needed to remember which berries were poisonous or anticipate predator behavior. But in modern life, this same mechanism goes haywire. Your brain treats an awkward email to your boss with the same threat response it would use for a charging bear. The result? Chronic anxiety that destroys your peace from the inside out. Let's follow David, a financial analyst in New York, through a typical thought spiral. He makes a minor error in a report. Instead of simply correcting it, his mind launches into overdrive. My boss will think I'm incompetent. I'll get a bad review. I won't get promoted. I'll be stuck in this position forever. My colleagues will lose respect for me. I'll get fired. I won't be able to pay my mortgage. I'll lose my house. Within minutes, a fixable mistake becomes homelessness in his imagination. The Stoics had a powerful metaphor for this. They compared thoughts to visitors at your door. You can't always control who knocks, but you decide who you invite in for tea. When an anxious thought arrives, you have a choice: engage with it, feed it, let it move in, or acknowledge it and let it pass. As Epictetus taught, it's not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about those things. But here's where it gets tricky. The mind is incredibly persuasive. It presents its fantasies as facts, its worries as wisdom. I'm just being prepared, we tell ourselves while rehearsing disasters that will never occur. I'm being realistic, we insist while creating elaborate mental horror movies. The Stoics recognized this self-deception. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, "Today I escaped anxiety." Or no, I discarded it because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside. Consider the metaphor Seneca used: the menu is not the meal. You can read a menu 1,000 times, memorize every ingredient, imagine every flavor, but you haven't actually eaten anything. Similarly, thinking about problems isn't the same as experiencing them. Yet our bodies respond to imagined threats as if they were real, flooding us with stress hormones, raising our heart rate, and disrupting our sleep. Modern neuroscience confirms what the Stoics intuited. The amygdala, our brain's alarm system, can't distinguish between real and imagined threats. When you vividly imagine losing your job, your body produces the same stress response as if you were actually being fired. This is why worry is so exhausting. You're putting your body through trauma that hasn't happened and probably never will. So, how do we stop this mental self-destruction? The Stoics developed practical techniques that modern therapy has rediscovered. First, they practiced what they called objective representation, describing situations without emotional coloring or interpretation. Instead of "my presentation was a disaster," you might say, "I spoke for 30 minutes. 2 people asked questions. 1 person checked their phone. Just facts, no story." Take Rachel, a teacher in Phoenix who constantly worries about her students' opinions. She learns to catch her thoughts. "They all hate me" becomes "one student frowned during class." "I'm a terrible teacher" becomes "today's lesson didn't go as planned." By stripping away the dramatic narrative, she sees situations more clearly and responds more effectively. The Stoics also used a technique called premeditatio malorum, imagining loss or setback, not to create anxiety but to build resilience. This isn't the same as worry. Worry is uncontrolled, repetitive, and focused on suffering. Stoic contemplation is deliberate, brief, and focused on acceptance and preparation. You think, "If I lost my job, I would update my resume, contact my network, and reduce expenses," rather than "If I lost my job, my life would be over." Another powerful Stoic practice is the view from above, imagining yourself from a cosmic perspective. Your racing thoughts about tomorrow's meeting seem less urgent when viewed from the moon. This isn't minimizing genuine concerns but right-sizing them. As Marcus Aurelius noted, watch the stars in their courses as though you were accompanying them and continually dwell on the changes of elements into one another. Such imaginings wash away the filth of life on the ground. The Stoics understood that thoughts are like clouds, temporary, changeable, and ultimately insubstantial. You wouldn't try to grab a cloud or fight with it. You simply observe it passing. They developed what modern psychology calls cognitive distancing, the ability to observe thoughts without becoming them. You're not your anxious thoughts any more than you're the clouds you see from your window. Here's a practical exercise. When caught in mental loops, ask yourself, what would I tell a good friend in this situation? We're often far wiser and more compassionate with others than with ourselves. This simple shift creates distance from our thoughts and accesses our natural wisdom. The goal isn't to stop thinking or to have only positive thoughts. That's neither possible nor desirable. The goal is to change your relationship with thoughts. As Epictetus explained, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. When you understand that thoughts are mental events, not reality, you stop being their prisoner. You might still have anxious thoughts, but they no longer have you. This is the path to unshakable peace, not through controlling thoughts, but through understanding their true nature. 4. The hidden gift in your worst days, Stoic strength training. Picture this: Maria, a restaurant owner in Denver, watches her life's work crumble as pandemic restrictions force her to close. 20 years of building her business, gone. Her savings depleted, staff laid off, dreams shattered. Most would call this an unmitigated disaster. But Marcus Aurelius would have asked a different question. What if this apparent catastrophe is actually your greatest teacher? The Roman emperor who faced plagues, wars, and betrayals wrote something that seems almost offensive to our modern sensibilities. It's unfortunate that this has happened. No. It's fortunate that this has happened and I've remained unharmed by it, not shattered by the present or frightened of the future. It could have happened to anyone. But not everyone could have remained unharmed by it. This isn't toxic positivity or denial of genuine pain. The Stoics weren't suggesting we smile through suffering or pretend losses don't hurt. They were pointing to something far more profound. Adversity, when approached with the right mindset, becomes the very thing that forges unshakable character. It's life's gym, and every hardship is a weight that can make us stronger if we learn how to lift it properly. Think about physical exercise. When you lift weights, you literally tear muscle fibers. This damage, this controlled destruction, is what triggers growth. Your muscles rebuild stronger than before. The Stoics saw life's challenges through the same lens. Seneca wrote, "Every new thing excites the mind, but a mind that seeks truth turns from the new and superficial to the old and profound truths." Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. But here's where most people get it wrong. They either collapse under adversity or rage against it, wasting energy on resistance. It's like trying to build muscle by either dropping the weights immediately or screaming at them for being heavy. Neither approach builds strength. The Stoic way is different. Accept the weight, engage with it properly, and use it for growth. Consider James, a software developer in Austin who gets laid off after 15 years with the same company. His initial response is devastation and anger. But then he remembers Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Instead of spiraling into bitterness, he asks, "What can this teach me? How can this make me stronger?" He realizes he'd grown complacent, his skills outdated. The layoff forces him to learn new programming languages, build a portfolio, and network actively. 6 months later, he lands a better position with higher pay. More importantly, he's developed resilience, adaptability, and confidence that no job security could have provided. The layoff, initially a disaster, becomes the catalyst for growth he didn't know he needed. The Stoics had a powerful metaphor. The fire that consumes would grow stronger while the same fire extinguishes a candle. The difference isn't in the fire, but in what it encounters. Adversity reveals and develops our character. As Marcus Aurelius observed, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This principle transforms how we view obstacles. That difficult boss isn't just making your life miserable, she's your personal trainer in patience and professional navigation. That health scare isn't just frightening, it's teaching you to value what matters and take care of yourself. That financial setback isn't just stressful, it's building your resourcefulness and financial wisdom. Let's follow Lisa, a single mother in Chicago facing eviction. The old her would have crumbled. But she's been studying Stoicism. Instead of asking, "Why me?" she asks, "What now?" She negotiates with her landlord, takes on extra shifts, sells unnecessary items, and applies for assistance programs. Each action builds her confidence. She discovers strengths she didn't know existed: negotiation skills, resourcefulness, incredible endurance. Months later, stably housed, she reflects on the experience. Yes, it was terrifying and painful, but it also revealed her capacity to handle a crisis, to advocate for herself, to survive what seemed unsurvivable. She's no longer afraid of life's challenges in the same way. She knows she can handle whatever comes. The eviction threat, paradoxically, gave her a gift: unshakable confidence in her own resilience. The Stoics called this the discipline of desire, learning to want what happens because what happens is our teacher. This doesn't mean becoming passive or accepting injustice. It means recognizing that once something has occurred, resisting it only adds suffering to difficulty. As Epictetus taught, Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. Modern psychology has rediscovered this wisdom through concepts like post-traumatic growth. Researchers find that many people don't just recover from trauma, they experience profound positive change. They develop deeper relationships, greater appreciation for life, increased personal strength, and spiritual development. But this growth isn't automatic. It requires the Stoic approach, engaging with adversity as a teacher rather than an enemy. The cycling metaphor from the original text is perfect. Headwind makes us stronger. Professional cyclists actually seek out hilly terrain and windy conditions for training. They understand that comfort doesn't build power. Similarly, a life without challenges wouldn't build character. We'd remain psychologically weak, unprepared for the inevitable difficulties life brings. Here's the practical application. When facing any hardship, ask yourself 3 Stoic questions. First, what is this situation teaching me? Second, how can I use this to become stronger? Third, what virtues can I develop through this challenge? These questions shift you from victim to student, from sufferer to strengthener. Remember, the goal isn't to seek out suffering or to pretend pain doesn't hurt. The goal is to transform unavoidable difficulties into opportunities for growth. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. Every loss teaches letting go. Every rejection redirects you towards something better. Every failure provides data for future success. As Marcus Aurelius wrote while facing his own immense challenges, be like the rocky headland on which the waves constantly break. It stands firm, and rounded the seething waters are laid to rest. This is the hidden gift in your worst days. They teach you to become that rocky headland, unshakable and enduring, transformed by the very forces that seem destined to destroy you. 5. Why living in the past or future is killing your happiness. Watch a squirrel in Central Park after a dog chases it up a tree. Heart racing, it scrambles to safety, waits for danger to pass, then returns to gathering nuts as if nothing happened. No therapy needed, no journaling about the trauma, no anxiety about tomorrow's potential dog encounters. Seneca noticed this profound difference between humans and animals. Wild animals run from the dangers they actually see, and once they have escaped them, worry no more. We, however, are tormented alike by what is past and what is to come. This observation strikes at the heart of human suffering. While our ability to remember the past and plan for the future gave us evolutionary advantages, it also cursed us with a unique form of misery, the capacity to suffer events that aren't currently happening. We're the only species that can ruin a perfectly good Tuesday by thinking about last Monday's mistake or next Friday's presentation. Consider Kevin, a marketing director in Seattle, sitting in his beautiful waterfront office. Physically, he's in one of the most pleasant environments imaginable. But mentally, he's simultaneously reliving yesterday's failed pitch and catastrophizing about next quarter's targets. His body is in paradise, but his mind is in hell, a hell entirely of his own creation. As Marcus Aurelius noted, confine yourself to the present. The past exists only in our memories, neural patterns firing in specific configurations. The future exists only in our imagination, projections based on incomplete information. Yet we treat these mental constructs as if they were as real as the chair you're sitting on. We let ghosts of the past haunt our present peace. We let fantasies of the future steal our current joy. Think about how this plays out in relationships. Sarah, a teacher in Boston, can't enjoy dinner with her current partner because she's comparing him to her ex. Every gesture, every word gets filtered through memories of someone who isn't even there. Meanwhile, she's also projecting future scenarios. What if he leaves me like the last one did? She's missing the actual person in front of her, lost in conversations with ghosts and phantoms. The Stoics understood that this time-traveling tendency isn't just unpleasant, it's fundamentally irrational. Epictetus taught, "When I see a man in anxiety, I say, what does this man want? If he did not want what is not in his power, how could he be anxious? The past cannot be changed. The future cannot be controlled. Only the present moment offers any real agency, yet it's exactly where we spend the least time." Modern neuroscience reveals why this matters so deeply. When we ruminate on the past or worry about the future, we activate the same neural networks as if those events were happening now. Your brain doesn't distinguish between remembering a humiliation, imagining a failure, or experiencing one in real time. The stress response is identical. You're literally torturing yourself with events that don't exist. Let's follow Amanda, a lawyer in Los Angeles, through a typical day of temporal torture. She wakes up and immediately thinks about an argument from 2 years ago, crafting perfect comebacks she'll never deliver. During her commute, she rehearses potential conflicts with opposing counsel next month. At lunch, she scrolls through photos from college, mourning her lost youth. By evening, she's exhausted, not from her actual day, which was fairly routine, but from fighting battles across time. The Instagram age has weaponized our relationship with time. We compare our present to everyone else's curated past highlights. We project future scenarios based on others' filtered success stories. A simple scroll becomes a time travel torture device, showing us all the ways our present falls short of an imaginary past or an impossible future. But here's what the Stoics knew: the present moment, fully inhabited, lacks nothing. Right now, reading these words, you have everything you need. Your heart beats, your lungs breathe, your mind comprehends. The present moment is complete. It's our mental time travel that creates the sense of lack, of missing out, of insufficiency. Seneca prescribed a powerful practice. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Instead of dragging the past forward or pulling the future backward, we can practice what he called dying daily, letting each day be complete in itself. When you go to sleep, that day is done. When you wake, you're reborn. This isn't a denial of continuity, but recognition that life happens in discrete moments, not in our stories about those moments. The practical implications are profound. That grudge you're holding from 5 years ago? You're drinking poison daily, hoping someone else will suffer. That promotion you're anxiously awaiting? You're missing the work in front of you that might actually earn it. That relationship you're mourning? You're blocking the possibility of a present connection. Consider Tom, an entrepreneur in Miami who spent 2 years bitter about a failed partnership. Every day he'd rehearse the betrayal, plan revenge fantasies, and imagine confrontations. Then he discovered Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius's words hit him: how much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does, but only to what he does himself. Tom realized he'd given 2 years of present moments to someone who probably rarely thought of him. He practiced what the Stoics call the discipline of desire, wanting what is, not what was or what might be. Gradually, he reclaimed his present. His business improved because he focused on current opportunities rather than past grievances. His relationships deepened because he was actually present for them. This doesn't mean we should never learn from the past or plan for the future. The Stoics were practical people who understood the value of experience and preparation. But there's a difference between useful reflection and useless rumination, between prudent planning and anxious projection. As Seneca wisely distinguished, the mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. The key is proportionality. If you need to plan next week's presentation, schedule an hour to do so thoroughly, then return to the present. If you need to process a past event, give it focused attention, extract the lesson, and then let it go. Don't let the past and future become uninvited permanent residents in your mental home. Ultimately, the Stoics offer us freedom from temporal tyranny. When we truly understand that the past is memory and the future is imagination, we can invest our energy where it actually matters, right here, right now. This moment is the only one where life happens, where choices are made, where peace is possible. Everything else is just mental noise, stealing your happiness one imaginary moment at a time. 6. The one truth that instantly dissolves all your worries. Imagine you're lying awake in bed, staring at the ceiling, your mind racing with thoughts about your job, your relationships, and the future. The weight of it all feels crushing, and as you replay potential disasters in your mind, a familiar feeling emerges: anxiety. But then, as if a light bulb has flicked on, you remember a profound Stoic truth that could shift your entire perspective: we are dying anyway. This might sound morbid, but consider the wisdom embedded in this phrase. Seneca poignantly noted, "For we are mistaken when we look forward to death. The major portion of death has already passed. Whatever years be behind us are in death's hands." This perspective isn't meant to be a grim reminder of our mortality. Rather, it's an invitation to live more fully in the present, unburdened by unnecessary worries. When we acknowledge the inevitability of death, a remarkable thing happens. Our worries about trivial matters fade away. The promotion you're anxious about, the argument you had last week, the social media post that didn't get enough likes, all these things seem less significant when you consider the finite nature of your existence. You begin to realize that spending your precious time worrying is, in essence, a waste of the life you have left. Let's take a closer look at Clara, a young professional in New York City. She is consumed by her job, constantly striving for success and fearing failure. Every time she thinks about taking a risk, like applying for a new position or pursuing a passion project, her immediate thought is, what if I fail? This fear holds her back, causing her nights to be filled with anxiety. Then one day, she stumbles upon a Stoic quote: "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." Inspired, Clara begins to reframe her worries. Instead of focusing solely on potential failures, she considers what truly matters: her experiences and growth. She realizes that every day she spends worrying is a day she could be living. What if she took a chance, made a mistake, and learned from it? After all, the only real failure would be to let fear dictate her life choices. Understanding our mortality can serve as a powerful motivator to seize the moment. The Stoics employed a practice called memento mori, which translates to "remember you must die." This reflection on death helps clarify priorities and encourages us to focus on what truly matters. Instead of worrying about trivial matters, we can choose to invest our energy in meaningful experiences, relationships, and personal growth. Think of Tony, a retired firefighter. After years of serving his community, he finds himself in a post-retirement slump, feeling purposeless. He reflects on the lives he saved and the impact he made, but he also recognizes a truth: he won't be here forever. This realization ignites a spark within him. He starts volunteering at a local youth center, sharing his experiences and wisdom with young people. By focusing on what he can give rather than what he might lose, Tony finds renewed purpose and joy in his life. The Stoics also remind us that worrying about the future is futile, as it often consists of outcomes we cannot control. Epictetus taught, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well." This is a call to adapt and respond rather than to fret over uncertainties. Life is inherently unpredictable, and trying to control every aspect only leads to frustration. Let's illustrate this with the story of Jenna, a college student facing her final exams. As she prepares, she becomes overwhelmed by thoughts of failure, replaying scenarios of disappointment. But when she applies the Stoic principle of focusing on what she can control, everything shifts. She devises a study schedule, reaches out for help from peers, and practices mindfulness to stay present. Instead of drowning in worries about grades, she channels her energy into preparation. This shift allows her to perform better, not just academically but mentally, as she learns to embrace the uncertainty of outcomes. Consider the case of a family dealing with a health crisis. When faced with a serious diagnosis, the initial reaction is often one of fear and despair. But what if they shifted their focus from worrying about what might happen to cherishing each day together? The Stoics teach us that even in the face of suffering, we can find meaning. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This perspective encourages us to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and connection. Furthermore, this mindset can radically transform how we approach daily stressors. When you catch yourself worrying about a work presentation, for example, reflect on the bigger picture. In the grand scheme of life, this presentation is just a moment. Will you remember it 5 years from now? Will it matter on your deathbed? By placing everyday worries in context, you free yourself from their weight. The practice of gratitude also plays a critical role in dissolving worries. When we shift our focus from what we lack or fear to what we have and cherish, our perspective changes. Each morning, try listing 3 things you're grateful for. This simple practice can ground you in the present and illuminate the richness of your life, no matter the challenges you face. Let's revisit Clara, who now embraces the idea of memento mori. She starts each day with gratitude, reminding herself of the people she loves, the opportunities she has, and the experiences she can create. Instead of worrying about her next career move, she takes small steps to explore her passions, whether it's attending workshops, networking, or simply taking time to reflect. As we reflect on the one truth that can dissolve our worries, remember that it's not about eliminating fear or anxiety entirely. Rather, it's about acknowledging them as natural parts of life while refusing to let them dictate our experiences. By embracing the reality of our mortality, we gain the clarity to prioritize what truly matters. We learn to focus on the present, to engage meaningfully with our lives, and to cherish each moment as a gift. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, so keep yourself simple, pure, serious, unpretentious, a friend of justice, godlike, and kind, full of affection, strong for your proper work. This is the essence of Stoic living, finding strength and peace in the present, letting go of the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future, and embracing life with open arms. 7. How feeling small can set you free, the cosmic perspective. As you gaze up at the vast night sky with its endless stars and swirling galaxies, a profound realization often dawns. You are but a tiny speck in the grand tapestry of the universe. This perspective, while humbling, can also be liberating. The Stoics understood this well, reminding us that putting our lives into a larger context can dissolve many of our anxieties and fears. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You are a citizen of the world. Your duty is to be a good citizen." Imagine standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon, the immense chasm stretching out before you, a testament to the power of nature and time. In that moment, your individual worries may seem trivial compared to the grandeur of the world around you. This experience can serve as a powerful reminder of how small our daily stresses are when viewed against the backdrop of the universe's magnificent scale. The Stoics practiced what is known as the view from above, a mental exercise that involves stepping back from your immediate problems and viewing your life from a broader perspective. This technique encourages us to recognize the transient nature of our concerns. For instance, consider the stress of a missed deadline at work. In the grand scheme of your life, let alone the universe, how significant is that moment? This isn't to dismiss the importance of our responsibilities, but to remind ourselves that our lives are composed of countless moments, many of which will eventually fade into the background. Let's look at the story of David, a high-powered lawyer in Chicago. He's constantly stressed about his career, fearing that one misstep will lead to failure and judgment from peers. One evening, after a particularly grueling day, he decides to attend an outdoor astronomy event. As he gazes through the telescope at distant stars and planets, he feels a shift within himself. The vastness of the universe overwhelms his worries. Suddenly, the pressure of his job feels less urgent when compared to the billions of years of cosmic history around him. He realizes that while he may be significant in his own life, in the grand cosmos, his worries are merely fleeting. This cosmic perspective allows David to reconsider the weight he places on his work. He begins to see that while his career is important, it doesn't define him entirely. He starts to ask himself, what kind of legacy do I want to leave? This question shifts his focus from day-to-day worries to long-term impact. Instead of being paralyzed by fear, he becomes motivated to make choices aligned with his values and passions. Similarly, consider how the ancient tree Methuselah, over 4,700 years old, has witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations. For this tree, the lifespan of a human is merely a blip in time. When we adopt this perspective, we can start to see our individual challenges, be it relationship troubles, financial issues, or career stresses, as temporary and surmountable. As Seneca remarked, time discovers truth. In the end, our worries may not stand the test of time. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of recognizing our insignificance in a positive light. Instead of fostering feelings of worthlessness, understanding that we are small in the grand scheme can free us from the burdens of ego and self-importance. When we let go of the need to be the center of attention or to have all the answers, we open ourselves up to genuine connection with others and to the beauty of life itself. Imagine Lisa, a marketing executive who constantly compares herself to her peers. She feels overwhelmed by societal expectations to achieve success and recognition. However, after learning about the Stoic view from above, she starts to appreciate the vastness of human experience. She realizes that many people struggle in silence with the same pressures she faces. By recognizing that everyone has their own battles, she begins to cultivate empathy instead of envy, allowing her to connect more deeply with colleagues and friends. Furthermore, this cosmic perspective invites us to embrace uncertainty. Life is inherently unpredictable, and trying to control every aspect is futile. The Stoics taught that instead of fearing the unknown, we should accept it as a fundamental part of existence. Epictetus famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By understanding that uncertainty is a shared human experience, we can approach it with curiosity rather than dread. Let's take a closer look at Jonathan, a young entrepreneur in San Francisco. As he ventures into the startup world, he feels the pressure to succeed. The fear of failure looms large, making him second-guess every decision. After reflecting on the Stoic teachings, he begins to meditate on the vastness of time. He understands that even if his startup fails, the world will keep turning. This realization helps him embrace risk as an opportunity for growth rather than a source of fear. He starts taking calculated chances, knowing that each experience will contribute to his journey, no matter the outcome. Moreover, the cosmic perspective encourages gratitude. Recognizing our smallness can help us appreciate the beauty and wonder that exists in the world around us. Rather than getting lost in our worries, we can take a moment to marvel at the stars, the changing seasons, or the laughter of a child. This practice of gratitude can ground us in the present and remind us of the interconnectedness of all life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This simple shift in focus can transform our mindset, allowing us to cultivate joy and contentment amidst life's inevitable challenges. As we step back and view our lives through the lens of the cosmos, we gain a sense of liberation. We can let go of the burdens that society places on us, the expectations of success, and the fear of judgment. Instead, we can embrace the freedom that comes with understanding our place in the universe. We are part of something greater, a vast and intricate web of life that transcends our individual struggles. This cosmic perspective ultimately empowers us to live authentically. When we recognize the transient nature of our worries, we can prioritize what truly matters: our relationships, our passions, our impact on others. We can choose to invest our energy in meaningful pursuits rather than getting lost in the minutiae of everyday life. In conclusion, embracing the idea of our smallness in the grand scheme of things doesn't diminish our worth, it enhances our ability to live fully. By adopting the view from above, we can dissolve fears, cultivate gratitude, and empower ourselves to navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. As we recognize that we are part of a vast universe, we find the freedom to embrace each moment, to connect with others, and to create a life filled with purpose and joy. As we conclude this journey through the profound insights of Stoic philosophy, it's essential to reflect on the wisdom we've explored and how you can apply these teachings to cultivate a lasting sense of inner peace. In a world filled with uncertainty, anxiety, and constant change, the Stoics offer us a roadmap to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Throughout our discussions, we've examined how our perceptions shape our experiences. The notion that it's not the events that disturb us reminds us that we hold the power to choose our responses. By training our minds to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, attitudes, and actions, we can reclaim our inner tranquility. This is not merely a philosophical exercise, but a practical way to approach everyday life. We've also recognized that nothing we face is entirely new. The historical patterns of human experience show us that we are not alone in our struggles. Each setback, each moment of adversity is part of a shared human narrative. Embracing this perspective allows us to cultivate empathy and resilience, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Moreover, we've learned that our minds can often become our greatest adversaries. The tendency to ruminate on the past or obsess about the future drains our energy and joy. By grounding ourselves in the present moment, we can free ourselves from the shackles of unnecessary worry. The Stoics remind us that each day is a new beginning, a chance to choose how we engage with our lives. As Seneca wisely noted, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Incorporating the practice of memento mori, or reflecting on our mortality, can also provide clarity. When we acknowledge the finite nature of our time, we can prioritize what truly matters. Instead of getting caught up in trivial concerns, we can focus on relationships, personal growth, and experiences that enrich our lives. This perspective shifts our attention from fear to gratitude, allowing us to appreciate the beauty of each moment. So, how can you put these Stoic principles into action? Here are some practical steps to integrate Stoic wisdom into your daily life. Daily reflection. Set aside a few minutes each day to reflect on your experiences. Consider what challenges you faced, how you responded, and what you learned. This practice not only fosters self-awareness but also helps you identify patterns in your thoughts and behaviors. Mindfulness and presence. Engage in mindfulness practices to anchor yourself in the present moment. Whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply pausing to observe your surroundings, cultivating presence can help reduce anxiety and increase appreciation for life. Gratitude journaling. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This simple exercise shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life, fostering a positive mindset. Embrace challenges. When faced with adversity, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Instead of viewing difficulties as setbacks, see them as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Practice the view from above. Regularly remind yourself of the cosmic perspective. When worries arise, visualize them from a broader viewpoint. How significant are they in the context of your entire life or the universe? This can help diminish the emotional weight of immediate concerns. Connect with others, share your thoughts and experiences with friends or loved ones. Engaging in conversations about Stoic principles can deepen your understanding and strengthen your relationships. As you apply these practices, remember that Stoicism is not about achieving a state of perpetual happiness or eliminating discomfort altogether. It's about developing the mental tools to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with resilience and purpose. Embrace the journey and recognize that each step you take toward cultivating inner peace contributes to your overall well-being. Let the teachings of the Stoics serve as your guide, reminding you that you possess the power to shape your reality through your thoughts and actions. As you move forward, carry these principles with you and let them illuminate your path toward a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoic philosophy. We hope these insights resonate with you and inspire you to integrate these teachings into your daily life. If you found value in this discussion, please consider subscribing to the Stoic Viva channel, liking this video, and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Together, let's continue to explore the wisdom of the ancients and discover how it can enhance our modern lives.